Hey, hey, I am your girl, MsBehaven. And the name of this channel is MsBehaven is Fun, where I talk about real people, real problems, and real drama. And hey, even celebrities are real people too. Baby, 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 I hope you all have had a beautiful, a beautiful weekend. And you guys, we're just one day away. Today is Monday, December 30th, 2024. And baby, the new year will be coming in. But since you're here, that means you, like you love black excellence. You long to see black excellence. But baby, you're addicted to the mess. Simply addicted to the mess, baby, because we are all messy people. We are all messy people. No matter how many times folks like to try to say we are above this reality television. I hate the storylines. I hate this cast member. I hate the producer. Baby, y'all keep tuning in. Y'all keep tuning in. Whether you are tuning in to watch it on television, but most certainly you are tuning in to hear your favorite content creator provide commentary. Provide commentary. And baby, y'all know your girl gonna always keep it real as the head regulator. So honey, I already know some folks gonna be mad today, baby. They gonna be unsubscribing. But baby, let me right now, ain't no need in you introducing or announcing that you have unsubscribed. Baby, be like Nike and just do it. Okay? Be like Nike and just do it. Now, on the other hand, if you happen to be one of those beautiful, lovely people that has sent me a cash app or said a prayer for me and my son on our treacherous journey from South Carolina back to California, and you decide to unsubscribe, I will truly miss you, baby. I will truly miss you. And baby, no harm, no foul. But I'm going to tell you this, baby. I will always treat you with respect just as long as you show me respect. Because, honey, I'm not pussyfooting around for nobody. I'm going to call it on all sides just how I see it. All right now? All right now. Now, y'all want Martell and Melody kicked off the show, and then it looked like the Scots are trying to finesse Melody, and so y'all can exclude Martell, baby. Ain't no loving marriage Huntsville without Martell being up on there. Y'all made him the resident bad boy, the villain of Love and Marriage Huntsville since the series first aired, and ain't no need in trying to kick him off now, baby. Ain't no need in trying to kick Martell off now. Let me come on up over here and say my salutations to everybody. And honey, I'm gonna have to read this copyright disclaimer. Hey, what's up, Davina Jane? Davina Jane says peace and blessings, everyone. Hey, Pink Lilies combo. I can't remember if I ever saw you before, but welcome, welcome. I like that name. You know what, Pink Lilies? I know that's right. Pink Lilies combo said happy holidays. Kwanzaa is in effect. I know that's right. Kwanzaa is most definitely in effect, but unfortunately, Pink Lily, I'm being messy today, honey. I'm being misbehaving. It's gonna be messy today, baby, because everybody ain't gonna stand on truth. They keep saying they gonna tell the truth. They gonna call it like they see it, but baby, my spidey senses tells me that if it involves your favorite cast member, honey, a lot of you will willingly turn a blind eye and act like you ain't never seen it nor heard it. But don't worry about it, baby. Misbehaving is here. Misbehaving is here. Hey, LaShonda West. LaShonda West said this show triggers women to the utmost. Baby, it not only does it trigger women, LaShonda, it triggers men too. It triggers those men that have been out there catting around, busting it open and spreading wide and laying it low. In the words of Miss Evelyn Braxton, baby, this serves as a cautionary tale. Baby, eventually your wife will get fed up and leave your tail because you out there slanging that danky lane. Honey, so it triggers me into it, especially to see that Melody was able to divorce Martell. Not only Are they living in a big, beautiful home? It doesn't matter if it's rented or not. It's a big, beautiful room home. She ain't stuck in a one bedroom studio apartment, baby. She ain't stuck in no one bedroom studio apartment. She's in a big, beautiful home. She is the proud owner of Seventh Avenue Beauty, co-owner of Nubian Television, formerly known as Nubian TV. She has her own production company called Tilted Crown Productions. She has the master class with Melody. Now, a lot of y'all like to make fun and said all she doing is cutting grass. Anybody can do that. Well, baby, and at least to a class. She got her own little, what is it, little record company, Melody and Holt, and she's pushing much like a dope, except this dope is legalized. This dope is legalized. See, I've been knowing for a long time, and honey, I'm gonna tell y'all today, honey. I never thought I would hear myself say this, cause you know some of the millimeters are unhinged, baby. Some of them are unhinged. That's because them post sisters they didn't got a hold of some toxic dangling, and that dangling and messed up their frontal lobe. But honey, I never thought I'd hear myself say this, but I am going to say it. Honey, if it wasn't for the millimeters, they would have been pushed Melody Cherie Rogers up off Love Marriage Huntsville. They would have been pushed her off. Yes, they would have. Yes, they would have. Hey, Davina James, the heart. Hey, baby. Lady B, what's up? You want to rumble with the bee, huh? Bzz, put a hex on your whole family tree. Lady B said, good evening, misbehaving and regulators. That's right, because most of you are over on the East Coast, and I am here in the sunny state of California, my home state. LaShonda West, what you say? True misbehaving. Uh-huh. These men are cutting up, baby. Ebony Eyes. Hey, Ebony Eyes, how are you? Ebony Eyes says, hey, misbehaving. Baby, I did all that shucking and talking. Let me read this copyright disclaimer because I know by the time I finish, we'll be at the 10-minute mark and we can go ahead and get this party started. LaShonda West, you said I am a millimeter, but not unhinged. I want the ladies to get along. You know what, LaShonda West? I have always known that there were some good millimeters. I know I've been up on y'all neck, honey. I've been up on the millimeters neck for months, but I have also always said that there are some nice millimeters because there have been more than a few, and I'll never forget. I think the one lady's name is May. I cannot recall May's last name, but I remember, that we respectfully bantered in the comments. So yes, all millimeters are not unhinged, baby. But LaShonda, you gotta admit it's some crazy ones in the mix. Mm. Mm. They don't know. What you say, Davita? You say Haitians are moving back to California. Thank you, Davita. Well, it's because of the truth tellers, the buttercups, the jams, and believe it or not, a few regulators. It was because of all of you generous and kind people donating via Cash App that my son and I were able to make it back to California. So for that, I will forever be grateful to you all. No matter what happens, I will forever be grateful to you all. So let me go ahead and read this copyright disclaimer, y'all, and then we're going to get to business. We're going to get to business. So, matter of fact, in good faith, this work contains fair use of copyrighted and non copyrighted images from the public domain and web for non-commercial and non-profit educational purposes. This work is distributed free of charge. The author has neither monetized this work nor sought any profit from its distribution. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of their use. This work contains original work of commentary and critical analysis. Quotations are attributed to the original authors and sources. So the reason you all see this picture of Tisha, I shared this clip the other day in a video, and I was told that you all were unable to hear what was being said in this video. So I'm going to go ahead and play this for you all, and hopefully you all will be able to hear what's being said. So this is from Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 1, Episode 2, Respectful Cheating. I've provided the link on my channel.
Communication. So what's going on with like Mel and Martell? You don't even know if anything on. Obviously, it looks like something is going on from the outside looking in. Well, don't speculate. Well, the word around town is that he has a whole nother boo thing going on. So
Able to hear that clip. At least I played it the other day in the video and no one was able to hear it. But that full episode is on my community wall where you can watch it and listen to it for yourself. So all I'm gonna say to Martell, Holt, is Martell, stay on their ass like a pair of tidy whities. Stay on their ass like a pair of tidy whities. You've been made the butt of jokes for 5 years now, going on 6. So baby, stay on their ass like a pair of tighty whities. And yeah, we can wrap this on up and start talking about other things, because it seems as if everybody's personal business, uh, we didn't get to know about it until after they've already resolved whatever conflicts that they've had. And it's lovely that so many people are talking about, we don't want to hear about nothing, no affair or anything that happened 20 years ago or 12 years ago. Baby, you done had some stuff that done happened within the past 6 years. So, honey, it's much to do about nothing. But what I want y'all to do is have that same vigor and same interest that you did in Martell's affair, and Martell ain't going nowhere, because that's what y'all trying to do. Y'all trying to build up this fan base and this swell of support to get Martell kicked up off the show, baby. But Martell ain't going, because some of us fans ain't gonna let him go. Now we want him to get his shit together. He needs to be held accountable for whatever it is he has done. But my thing is this: everybody was happy and nobody saw a problem with Martell's actions as long as it was focused on Melody Cherie Rogers. But now that the Scots have caught Martell's ire, honey, he is laser focused. He is laser focused. He is like a red-nosed pit bull with a raw piece of steak, baby, and he ain't letting go. And y'all want it. Y'all pleading to Martell. Y'all pleading on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Y'all please, Martell, please. Nothing, and I will never applaud a narcissistic and give him a supply. Well, baby, you didn't give Martell a supply for the past 5.5 years. Where was you, Carrie? Carrie, where was your sister? Where was you? That's all I want to know. Where was you when he was giving this fire to Melody Cherie Rogers? Where were you when the cast members were talking during filming and in confessionals, talking about the dysfunction in Melody and Martell's marriage? Where was you, Karen, honey? Where was you, MsBehaven? Want to know? MsBehaven want to know, baby. I just gotta know, because now y'all coming out the woodworks, baby. Everybody was cool when Martell's actions was aimed at Melody. And they were beefing, and the millimeters were attacking Martell. But now that he is later focused on Tisha and Marsau, everybody and their mama want Martell off the show. Ah. Not so fast. Baby, before you go, and if Martell getting kicked off the show, he better tell it all. Tell it all, Martell, down to the doodle stained draws. All gas, no brakes. Don't get distracted. Don't be diverted. And don't let them deflect you. Because, see, that's what Maurice was doing, baby. That's what Maurice was doing in this episode right here, honey. He was trying to hypnotize Martell with his little beady eyes. Yeah. Oh, Maurice Scott. Oh, Deacon DUI. He well, popped them eyeballs open, and boy, he was hoping that he could sidetrack Martell and get Martell off Marsau and Tisha's ass and put him back on to Melody. But old Marty Mar, y'all say Martell is slow. Y'all say he's slow, but baby, Martell sitting there like Negro, please. I'm on your ass like white on rice. And as soon as you say something about me, baby, I am gonna come right back at you. Don't fall for it, Martell. Oh yeah, y'all all can get mad, cause I'ma say it, baby. Stay on their ass like a pair of tighty whities. Don't go nowhere and tell it all. You can pray to God later and ask for forgiveness after it's all out on the table. Then y'all want to talk about Martell, baby. Maurice had the nerve to sit there and talk about Martell is jealous of Marsau because of scope of business that he and Martell had created together. In fact, Martel and Melody were the one that taught Marsau how to do what they were doing. And Martell being a good guy, see, that's what happened when you men try to be the good guy and you put your wife and your family on the back burner because you want to be a good guy and help your male friends. They gonna use you for everything they can get, and then they gonna kick you in the ass when the chips are down, when you are no longer on top. But hey, ain't no need in repeating it, because I'm quite sure Martell, when he was sitting here, that's all he could think about is how he's been a good friend to Marsau Scott and Tisha Scott in their times of need. Because so many content creators like to hop around here on YouTube and want to talk about what taxes they owe, how, they didn't file for bankruptcy and the taxes, this, that, and the other. How's Tisha's credit and their finances looking like before Martell and Melody stepped in to help them in a creative scope? I don't believe that's where the jealousy is at, because it's mighty funny. All of a sudden, it's 5.5 years later. Now Martell is jealous because he has to drive around town and see the dang scope and know that that is going to someone else's children and it's being passed down in their family legacy. Well, my thing is that I believe the true beef started with the 47 acres. Why y'all don't want to talk about that? Why we didn't get no disclosure about that 47 acres, huh? You started off season 1, episode 1, talking about that's how the comeback group broke up over the 47 acres because Marsau found the 47 acres. However, Marsau, neither Maurice nor Tisha nor Kimmi had the money to purchase the 47 acres. So here they were as a comeback group. They were all they were all together, could nobody secure the funding. So after a year, Melody and Martell purchased the 47 acres. You know, the 47 acres that was going to make them all millionaires. That's where the beef came from, the 47 acres. But y'all want to forget about that. Y'all want to talk about this business called Scope. Martell didn't get kicked out of that business. Melody didn't get kicked out of that business. What they did is ended up selling their shares of Scope, not to Marsau, so to Tisha. So that's how Tisha became the majority owner of Scope. So that's what I'm saying, y'all. I'm gonna regulate this. Now, depending on what cast member you like, people have the tendency to only want to point out the flaws in the cast members they dislike. But honey, if they love a cast member, honey, all they gonna see is what that cast member has done right. Hey, Lodge, that's right. Hello, regulators. So depend on whomever cast member you like the most, baby. That's who y'all gonna run with and believe. But you gotta call out the flaws in everybody and how everyone has contributed. And I do not believe that this beef has anything to do with Scope. This beef comes from the 47 acres. 47 acres. Baby, it's like a twilight zone. What happened with the 47 acres? Honey, that's where the beef came from. So anyway, baby, we're gonna go ahead. This is my little review of open house closed mouth. So let me go ahead and get to it, and then I'll drop the link. So if somebody got something to say, you got a complaint or a grievance, or you want to confirm or deny something that I've stated, you can go ahead and do that. Otherwise, we ain't gonna be here that long, honey. We are not about to be here that long. And y'all know I'm always keep it real. So if you hear some noise in the background, some yelling, some crying, a toilet flushing, or somebody saying, Mom, that's my baby, because I am a mother and my child gonna come first. So anyway, so first off, we have Ken and Tricia is in the first scene. So I'm gonna say this. Y'all know I didn't call Ken sexy chocolate, little Ken doll. Sometimes I wonder if Ken wears a male hair unit. I don't know. But all I'm going to say is this. Now, if memory serves me correct, Ken claims to be a truck driver and he has his own company. Um, Trisha girl, I like Trisha. A lot of y'all nickname her Lockjaw. But honey, when y'all check out Latricia's body, baby, Trisha nickname need to be bombbody.com because that woman got a shape up on her. But I don't recommend her quitting her job to become a fitness instructor full time. That's right, LaShonda. Tell them everybody contributed to the beat. That's right, all of them. Hey, girlfriends, how you doing? So I don't recommend Trisha quit her job at all. It's something about Ken. I don't get blindsided by a man's beauty or his physique. It's something about Ken that just ain't right. And I would hate for Trisha to quit her engineering job that she has worked in for so many years and become dependent on Ken. Now they said Ken and Trisha wasn't even dating that long. And my thing is this. I remember dating a man for over 2 years and my kids didn't even know I was dating, never met the man because I was always cautious of who was around my children. And I'm not saying all men are bad, but you just have to be careful with your children because some people have ulterior motives. And with Trisha being an engineer and a woman with a career that spans over 15 years as an engineer with NASA, and she has some independence, I would hate for her to give up the job security to start her business and then end up having to depend on Ken. Because Ken's always bragging about everything he pays for and what he has bought the kids. He talks as if Trisha is a single mother living in the projects receiving government assistance. This is a woman that's established with a career and had a home, and Ken moved into her house. My thing is this, Ken, why are you so eager to get married and why you didn't marry the last woman you was with. And Trisha is not in any rush to get married, and I don't blame her. I disagree with most of you that say that she's still in love with her husband, Marquez, and that's why it's taking her so long to file the paperwork. But I disagree. I feel like Trisha got married young, has her kids. She went through a lot of things with Marquez. There's no telling what happened in Trisha's background. You know, she said she comes from a military family, and anybody that was raised in a military family, you know how your parents, especially if they served or were officers, they're very rigid, tight schedule, very strict. So she's not in a rush to get married. And I wouldn't rush to marry him either. But at the same time, I wouldn't be having no man living up in my house and then my kids calling him daddy. I don't care what the hell he done bought him. And Ken is starting to tick me off because he's acting like a bully. Now, just because I'm criticizing Ken, don't y'all mistake that as me supporting Marquez, because Marquez is a deadbeat dad. I don't give a damn. And it does not have anything to do with money. I need men and women to stop using that excuse that they don't come around or see their children because they're not financially stable or don't have the financial means. Your children are not looking at that. They're looking at you spending time with them, getting to know them, calling them. And some of you parents need to get this out of your mind about your children as they get older, whether they're 16, 21, or 30, that they need to be the one to call you because you're the parent. No, if you were the absent parent in their life, you need to keep attempting to try to have a relationship with your child. They didn't ask to be here. You the one busted nut, and that's how that baby got here. What'd you say, Miss Gail? You said I agree. She says she works out 5 hours a day. She can train when and while she is working out. That's right. And at least, and the thing that caught me is when she was talking, her and Kimmy were talking, right? Because she went over to Kimmy's office, and I'm telling y'all, I love this hairdo on Kimmy. I like this little natural look. And so when she went over here to talk to Kimmy about starting her business, Kimmy asked her a very important question. Does she have enough clientele? The clientele so that she could go ahead and open her own fitness gym. Now that part I'm adding on, you guys. And Trisha's response was she would if she wasn't working. No, that's the wrong answer. I think that she can keep Trisha should be able to do both. Like you can have work your permanent job, then build up your clientele. And once you have a steady clientele that you know that you can make money on and be able to support you and your children, because Trisha's son is going off to college. Then you still got baby girl back at the house, and that's the worst feeling in the world to give up your independence, especially your stable source of income and depending on the man. Because look, I'm not saying Ken will do this, but baby, something tell me he may do this. You know, he's playing nice right now. Because I have not forgotten, ladies, I have not forgotten that when Trisha, when Marquez found out that Trisha was texting Ken when she was working out at the gym, Ken's response to Marquez was that he needed to check his which. Now, he didn't say which, just put a B where the W at. So I didn't like that at all, especially no man referring to no female as no B. And you know her husband is calling you or texting you to find out what's going on. So I have never forgotten that right there. Latricia, don't do it, mama. Don't give up your job security, and then you can't make the ends meet, and you got a child in college. Logical. What you say? Ken is too pushy. She is not ready to marry Ken or no man right now. That's right. She's not ready to get married. And hell, it make me wonder what the hell going on with Ken that he's that pushy and he's trying to get married. Y'all do know. Now I'm not saying all truck drivers. But y'all do know that some of these truck drivers are street pharmaceutical reps or former street pharmaceutical reps. And I know this. It's not a speculation. I know this. I know a lot of fellas that have done fed time for being far street pharmaceutical representatives and done they fed time and got out and turned their life around, and it seemed like they all become truck drivers. So, honey, I don't know what that's about, but he got too much time on his hands. Now you want to come be in fitness too and help her start her business. Don't do it, Trisha, baby. I made that mistake 2 years ago, honey. I stopped my full time nursing job and look where I'm at now. Look where I'm at now. But baby, I tell you, what you say, logical? Say it again, regulator. Trust no man with your means to take care of you. That's right, baby. That is right. And I am not a woman that's talking out of bitterness. I'm talking about experience. I've been through it. I've seen it. I'm not one of these women that run around talking about, oh, I hate men. They're all dirty, baby. Honey, they ain't all dirty, but they ain't all good either. Ladies, you better pay attention, and some of you men too, honey, you better pay attention who you with, honey. Mm-mm. And Ken just bullies Marquez. But honey, I don't even know. But I did see Martell did feel a little empathy for Marquez because I know how maybe Martell can relate. You know, not having the financial means at the time that you want to do something for your child. Angela, welcome. You said Marquez and Martell are two losers, not my kind of people, but to each his own. Well, I disagree. I disagree because Martell is out there building homes. Honey, did you see this house? Martell is out there building homes, baby. He is out there building homes. Martell just needs to get out of his own way. And that brings me here to the scene with him and his therapist, Dominique. Martell needs to stop having a pity party and he need to pull himself together. You know, we all remember the dirt that he's done, but I need him to get his shit together. We all do. Everybody loves a redemption story. So, honey, this whole scene right here, it was a waste of time. And I don't know. I guess the pole therapist, she made it. She purposely came in dressed with a loose dress. I don't know. I guess she didn't want the fans, the female fans of the show, to accuse her of also being one of Martell's dalliances, one of his dalliances. But Martell said completely nothing in this episode right here at all. And I don't know if Martell needs to speak to a man he doesn't feel comfortable talking to a woman. I've seen more emotions in Martell speaking about his life when he spoke to Dr. Francis. Where the hell is Dr. Francis at? How come Dr. Francis ain't out there, ain't back on the show? Because I remember that episode when Martell, he did get a little proclipped, emotional, and Melody had reached out to like offer him condolence or some sort of support, and Martell didn't like that. See, Martell is like so many other men. They concern themselves and worry about what other men think of them. They don't want to seem as if they're weak or less than. Honey, you gotta let that go, cause some men, honey, don't mean the best for you. It's all right, Martell. It's all right. We want everybody want to see you win, even if you gotta get kicked off the show. But baby, before you go, you better burn that shit down. Tell it all. Tell it all. That's me. That's me being nasty. What you say, Gail Francis? Dr. Francis said he cannot be scripted. That's right. And you could tell Dr. Francis with his facial expressions, he needs to be back on the show. Would you say logical? You said Martell is acting for the show. He's not as stupid as the fans think. Oh yeah, know that. I believe that logical. I believe that honey, they paying him to be the villain and to act a damn fool. That's why I got this photo right here, baby. That's why I got this Martell. I don't know what Marty Marr got up his sleeves, but baby, something ain't right. Something ain't right. But Kimmy did a lot of talking in this episode, y'all. And they did show a clip. I wonder why they started off talking about business, but then Kimmy and Latricia. Now I'm a sidetrack for a second. Don't Latricia in this photo right here, don't she look like a modernized Grace Jones? This looks like a get up that Grace Jones would wear. For the younger folks, they may not be familiar with Grace Jones. Grace Jones would always rock a short, very short haircut, have those beautiful cheekbones, and baby, just simply beautiful. But every time I see Trisha in the confessional with this look, I think of Grace Jones. Honey, that is all I think of. But it was interesting that both she and Kimmy ended up talking about Melody and Martell. And quite frankly, I'm sick of hearing the story play over about how Trisha and Martell met each other. Annette Johnson, welcome. You said she is a court appointed therapist for Martell, Mel, and the kids. Oh, really? Okay, so Miss Dominique is court appointed. Okay, all right, that's nice to know. And maybe Martell didn't want to share everything with her in front of the camera. You suppose? Hmm. I don't know. Angela Hunter, you said Martell out there making illegitimate babies. He's emotional to a fault, a pure shit starter. I don't think Martell, I wouldn't say that he's a shit starter, but baby, he's a shit thrower. So if you mix up the shit, Martell gonna scoop it up and throw it right back on you. Cause honey, he don't want no shit on his clean white shoes. Y'all both gonna have the shit up on you. But see, I already recognize they want him up off the show. But my thing is, y'all was cool with Marty Marr. Marty Marr was a good guy, my guy. He was a hell of a fella. He was misunderstood for the past 5.5 years. Now, all of a sudden, y'all don't like Martell and y'all want him up off the show. Well, it is my belief. And what you say, Logical? Martell is playing his part very well. Yes, she favors Grace Jones in this photo. Yes, she does. Look, let me tell y'all something. It is my belief that Latisha was purposely put up to make that comment accusing Martell of sleeping with men in college because they know Martell, you strike him, he's gonna fight back. They've been friends with Martell long enough for years, so they know he is reactional. And then after he pops off, he'll have remorse afterwards and feel bad. But for the entire duration of this series, Martell has always gone out of his way to protect Tisha, not wanting to hurt her, divulge anything to her about what Marsau was doing, even though Tisha would repeatedly ask. And that's what a lot of you fans tend to forget. When Melody would tell Tisha stuff, it was because Tisha would ask her the question. Now, true enough, Melody could have came right on out and just told her instead of just leaving little hints or suggestions. But again, Tisha was asking. So if you're asking somebody a question, you can't go back later and say they're trying to attack your family and tear down. What you say, Logical? You said Martell comes for whoever comes for him. Marsau started this beef in his interview, speaking on Martell and his ex-wife. That's right. And folks conveniently they forget that. And the day on the field day, he and Marsau was going back and forth, and Marsau was the first one to talk about bringing up stuff about Martell's family, talking about he knows his family and he'll start telling what he knows about his family. You interjected families first. And then Tisha opened her mouth and said something. So then Martell let loose on Tisha. So, uh-huh. Then, of course, Tisha made her comment on Carlos Reality with the King podcast. And so now here we are here with Martell uh, posting photos every day, baby. They, honey, I don't know, baby. I don't know. But until y'all do right by the dearly departed Kiki Jabbar, everything y'all do gonna fail. Cause ain't nobody did right by Kiki. And honey, I ain't gonna forget about that either. I ain't gonna forget about that. Ain't no victims on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Everybody is a willing participant. Angela, I had to laugh at this, Angela. I like that one, but I had to laugh at that. You said Martell is slow. He is a certified hater and user. Kimmy is the truth. Well, many would say Marcel Scott is the user because when he was down and out, he took advantage of Martell Holt and Melody Holt's kindness. And then when he had no longer use, he kicked Martell to the wayside. The wayside. And again, I'm gonna go back to the millimeters. I believe originally the plan was to isolate Melody from the group, but because she had those millimeters to come right to her support, honey, y'all couldn't do it. So what happened? They silently stood back and stood to the side as Melody and Martell fought one another because as long as Melody and Martell focus is on one another, they don't have time to put their eyes on y'all. Cause I knew as a fan of this show, honey, when Melody and Martell got along, baby, they gave the Scots hell. When I tell you, they was hells on wheels, baby, petty and petty times two. Honey, they was on their ass. And the only time the Scots could catch a break is when Melody and Martell were beefing. So Melody has moved on. She's in a peaceful place. Those of you, you doubt it, you claim she ain't happy. Baby, it's over 5.5 years later. That lady doing fine, going on trips, taking her kids across country, buying them expensive things, living in a nice home, being an serial entrepreneur all by herself without the assistance of a man to get credit for it. Okay, and truth be told, that's the only reason. That's the real reason Marsau, he ain't leaving Tisha. Tisha can do. Y'all worried about Tisha leaving Marsau. No, Tisha ain't going nowhere because she's the goose that has the golden egg. Marsau ain't leaving Tisha because if he know when he leave Tisha, he leaving with empty pockets because Scope is in. Tisha is the majority owner of that company. Tisha's name is on everything. Marsau gonna leave with nothing but a pair of dookie stained drawers if he walk away from that marriage. So he gonna sit right there and they gonna be unhappily married and put on a disguise as if they the best thing since fried chicken and fried sweet corn. Uh-huh. Yeah, baby. Gail, what you say, Mama? You said he can stay on the show. He needs to get professional help and go on into the future and leave the past alone. Oh, he is gonna leave the past alone, Gail. He is. He is. Hey, country girl Queen, how you doing, beautiful? Country girl Queen said, "Good evening, misbehaving and regulators." What you got to say? Angela? Tricia is very interesting. Yes, she is. But ooh, Angela, I don't like hearing that she has not been dating Ken that long, and she didn't move that man up into her house, and a kids, or at least the daughter, is calling the man daddy. Mm, mm, mm. But honey, I mean, I was about to say I ain't the one to judge, but I am judging because I'm looking and giving my opinion. But that ain't my business. All I'm gonna tell Trisha, baby, is don't quit your job, honey. You don't want to have to be dependent on nobody, male or female. So what you say, girlfriend? You said, well, next week episode will be after Kiki passed. So let's see if they do something for her. I hope so. I hope we get to see them on at least apologizing for the negative things that they said about her. Will they do that? Angela Hunter, you said Martell is like dealing with a child. Quite possibly. And so, Angela, just like anything, all children are different, and parenting styles are different. So, you know, you have to handle a person accordingly. So, oh, there go Rena. Rena is T Squad. What you say, Rena? Misbehaving. Martell was too busy chasing Cat to tend to his construction business. You You are so jealous that Tisha turned that business around and make it successful. You are a hater. Well, Rena, I know you are part of T Squad, baby. I could never be a hater, especially not a no woman. Unlike you and so many others, I can congratulate and offer support to all women, uh, especially business women that have the ability to create, operate, and sell products. But if memory serves me correctly, Tisha is only the owner of Scope in name only. She ain't doing no work. At least that's what they show us on Love Marriage Huntsville. Now y'all can quit saying that's because all they do is talk about Melody and Martell. Honey, the cast members could have been put their foot down to demand that their lives be shown, but they were happy skating by getting a free check off the backs of Melody and Martell. But again, Rena S., thank you for coming over and being a proud member of T Squad. No, I don't hate Tisha. I know I'm disappointed in Tisha, and I'm disappointed because she made that accusation of Martell on Carlos King Reality with the King podcast. It would have been different. It wouldn't have bothered me so much had at the time Tisha made that statement during the field day event when Martell called out her college history and had Tisha responded in kind, I could understand because she said it in response out of anger. But this was well calculated to wait a few days for her to go on Carlos King podcast because unfortunately, I know y'all don't like this, but yeah, Melody is the blueprint. And so what you guys are trying to do, or I shouldn't say you guys are trying to do, what they are trying to do is build up Tisha's fan base so that she can have a core group of women that will support her, like the Millimeters support Melody. The same thing that I have seen T Squad members and folks complain about the Millimeters for doing, I see them doing the same thing. So it also makes me think what came first? Was it Scott family supporters on Facebook talking negatively about Melody and her children and releasing their personal financial information. And then the millimeters were formed, and then you had content creators going out there digging into the Scott's financial information and putting it online. So, which one came first? Was it the haters on Facebook that support the Scott family, or was it the millimeters on YouTube? Because, honey, I don't have no Facebook. I don't be up over on Facebook. I can only go by what I see on YouTube. But I do see that folks in T Squad that support the Scots. And it doesn't even have to just be T Squad. Anybody that support the Scots and they hate Melody, they are doing the same thing that her millimeters are doing. So hey, I'm gonna call it like it is. You ain't gonna like it, but baby, that's all right. You ain't got to, honey. Sometimes I equate myself to castor oil. Baby is thick and bitter when it go down, and sometimes it just make you feel shitty all over. I don't know if you get the analogy, but that's it. Logical Speaks, you said facts. Marceau started on Martell at the park. Martell responded with Marceau's side piece. Girlfriends. Oh yeah, we already went down there. And Rena, we saw you. What you got to say, Miss Annette Johnson? You said Martell and Mel came in thinking they were better than the other couples. I never liked Mel and Martell. You never liked them? You're not the first person I've heard say that, and I would love to like have a panel with all of you that never liked them from the beginning. Like, what actually was it that they did that you didn't like? I've heard some people say they didn't like Melody's voice. That's why they didn't like her. And then I do know that sometimes you can meet a person and it's just something in your spirit. It's just something about the person you don't like. But to have this much resentment or to despise a person like this, is baffling to me. Like, even though I'm criticizing Latisha and Marsau right now, I don't have any hate for them. And even though I'm speaking positively of Melody and Martell, I have plenty of videos where I've criticized them, especially Melody. I have criticized her. So I mean, hell, I'm the one. I done made up a nickname, and I ain't gonna. Well, I'm gonna say the nickname. I don't use it anymore because I don't want to tear her down, because I realize that all of us are living in a misogynistic world, and Melody is the type of woman that the powers that be don't want to show a woman like her on television being able to elevate herself and land on her feet post divorce of her husband. They don't want to show women not needing the assistance of a man. Melody, in fact, inspires young and old women to leave unhappy, unhealthy, and unsafe relationships. So, with me saying that, at the same time, I acknowledge that there are some women that, if they're happy in their marriage, let them be. It's a woman's prerogative to decide uh, what she will and won't accept in a marriage and when she's ready to walk away. I acknowledge that. So, it's not my life, but it's entertainment, baby, and I'm messy just like y'all messy. Because if you wasn't messy, you wouldn't be over here listening to the mess. And I don't see how Melody and Martell thought they were better than everybody. Sometimes people in life, you can assume somebody thinks they're better than you. That's because of an insecurity that you or they may possess. A person doesn't even have to think it. Like, you seem to be new here, Annette. I've never seen you in my chat. Maybe this is your first time dropping down, but I will say this. I'm going to take myself right now. I am in a predicament that I have never been in before. I have always been the one in the family that people went to that could financially support them, and I would encourage them that it doesn't matter where we came from, your life can be better as well. And a lot of my family members thought I was better than them. So now for me to end up in the state that I am in right now, where I'm rebuilding my life, they take pleasure in seeing that, because to them, it's as if, okay, she's knocked down a peg or two. She's not better than us. That was something that they felt. I've never told my family members that. I've never said I was better than anyone. So again, sometimes that's people perspective or insecurity that they may have, or some sort of experience that they may have had in their life, where they project it onto other people. But anyway, I hope that helps some. Angela Hunter, you said Tisha and Marsau could care less, but they don't mind getting gritty with the man child. No, they don't. Because look, they've been playing on Martell's top uh, since the series aired. Melody tried to warn her husband about Tisha and Marsau and Maurice. Poor Martell, he didn't want to listen, because again, men, that's misogyny at play again. Men are going to believe men over women. They think we are the weaker species. So, And now, fast forward to we're at the closing of 2024, and look what's going on. Now they're trying to paint the picture that Martell is jealous because Tisha and Marsau own scope. If that was the case, there would have been resentment way before now. If Martell was so jealous, he would have been came out back in 2019 when they were making fun and laughing and mocking the fact that he had an affair. He could have come out back then. And so, with that being said, let me go touch on the 20 girlfriends. You guys keep saying, well, he accused Marsau of having 20 girlfriends, but then he went and apologized to Marsau's son, MJ. Just because Martell apologized and said it's not true, doesn't make it untrue. What he did, what any adult should do, is if a child heard something or was brought to their attention and made aware and it affected them in a certain way, I would hope an adult would have the decency to go back and try to soothe a child, um, and reassure them that their father or their mother, who they looked at glowingly and admired, are able to still remain in a positive light in that child's mind instead of rubbing it in. So, yeah. But Carlos King is rebranding the show, and Tisha and Marsau are the new faces. Carlos is desperately trying to make them the new face of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Unfortunately for Carlos, is that so many people know the origins of Love and Marriage Huntsville and how the show has been able to stay on air for the past 5.5 years. So we not buying it. We not buying it. So if you want Melody and Martell off the show, you're gonna have to rename this show. You're gonna have to go ahead and close out Love and Marriage Huntsville, start you a spin-off series. So that's what I have to say about that. That's right, logical. It is tit for tat in both fan bases. Now some get worked up in both fan bases now, baby. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And I am not getting caught up in the rapture. I started laughing because you always even had a content creators get to talking about, honey, they get worked up in the tizzy talking about, I ain't doing no more videos and I'm leaving and it's garbage. And baby, they change their mind and come back. Baby, just admit, we are all caught up in the Love and Marriage Huntsville rapture. We're caught up in the rapture, baby. We are caught up in the rapture. And then let's see, Barbara, you said, my Lord, shaking my head. Yeah, sometimes we got to call on the Lord. And Barbara, you said, what did Tisha do again? Well, if you don't know at this point what Tisha did, I'm not in the habit, Barbara. I'm really not going to argue. I ain't going to go back and forth with you, mama, because I inadvertently cussed at Michelle thinking it was you. But look, if you don't know by now what it is that Tisha did or has said to contribute to that beef that her and Melody had, I can't help you. I ain't about to go crazy. Keep talking about the same thing over. But I want Martell Holt to stay on their ass like a pair of tighty whities, baby. Let these folks earn their money. It's time to clock in. They said they getting paid handsomely over there at Kingdom Reign Entertainment to star on Love and Marriage Huntsville. So Martell stay on their ass like a pair of tidy whities. So y'all, this right here is a scene where they were all over at Martell's open house, a beautiful house, and if I'm not mistaken, this is the same house that he had showed to both Sonny and Moses, and so it's staged. And honey, what is the topic that comes up again? It's about how Martell and Trisha met I'm so sick of hearing that damn Jim story. Now they talking. Now they done brought in Fletcher because Fletcher was the one that introduced or made Martell aware of who Trisha was because he saw her at a gym. I heard a content creator said this episode was the first time they had ever heard that. I said, well, I don't know where that content creator been because it was already mentioned when Trisha first came on the show. She had mentioned mentioned that she was related to Fletcher. So my thing is this. Trisha keeps saying she doesn't hang with the older generation, so that's why Nell and wasn't too familiar, or Fletcher wasn't familiar with her. So if that's the case, they must be distant relatives. But Huntsville only has about a little over 220,000 people that live in the city of Huntsville, Alabama. So I don't know, baby. I don't know, baby. It's just an opinion. And an opinion is like a butthole, baby. Everybody has one. Just make sure your butthole stay clean. Cause don't nobody want to be walking around sniffing because they smell shit. That's all I gotta say, baby. That's all I gotta say. But very beautiful people. Very beautiful people. So let's go up here. Uh, so Angela Hunter. You said she didn't have to. Everyone can see the sugar in Martell. Well, if they can see the sugar in Martell, surely they can see the sugar in Maurice Scott and Marsau Scott. Because all three of them was hanging tighter than three big bitches in a small Volkswagen bug. So y'all ain't finna just put that on no Martell and y'all think y'all gonna forget about Maurice and Marsau. They was tight with 'em. They was tight with him. They was so tight. Martell was passing down his sloppy seconds to Maurice. Mm, tight. They was tight, tight, tight. That's all right. Gail, you said Mel had a chip on her shoulder and her nose turned up when I could. She and Martell was not together at the time. I see why she was like that. Yeah. And I even had to go back and say I can understand the anger afterwards, but yeah. Logical, you said Melody is a great manipulator. Yes, she is, but all of them are. Her and Marsau and Martell, and now I'm starting to see it in Tisha. But that Marsau, he and Melody are playing Battle of the Wits. See, we have known Marsau to always be the chauvinist, Then he softened up a little bit. He's still a chauvinist, but he softened it up with a smile because they know, you can't attack a woman because it'll turn the women fan base off. At least some of us, it'll turn us off. So they want you to be a little nicer, smile. Let a woman attack a woman. That's how you get them. So, yeah. Angela Hunter, you said, honey, stop. Millimeters are haters. The Scott fans don't make time to do that dumb mess. Girl, I don't know where you been, Angela. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. They make that time. They definitely do. But yeah. And then you said because they thought they were better than the other couples. I don't hate anybody. Not liking a person is not hating them. I didn't use the word hate. Mel and Martell are the same person. And so is Marcel and Tisha too. And matter of fact, if you ask me, all the core six are all the same peas in a pod. Kimmi and Maurice just know how to hide it much better than everyone else. Maybe they all peas in a pod, but everybody keep talking about. They want to focus on the other couples. Well, focus on them, because from this episode, everybody was talking about Melody, and Melody tired of Martell. They could have brought Trisha on way before now. They're already divorced now. Rena S., you said Martell is a narc. Misbehaving, you talk about a narc baby daddy to your son, but you don't see the narc in Martell. Lady, you don't make no sense. And neither do you, Rena, because I have never called my son's father a narc nor narcissist. I've never done that. I'm a registered nurse. I'm not a clinical psychiatrist. I can't go around and label anybody, but what I can talk about is how my son's father mistreated myself and his son, and there were many women in his family and friends and coworkers that supported the things that he did, and I had questioned how could any woman with a child that had children be heartless and support a man and doing the things that he did. Furthermore, Rena S., I have never said Martell was innocent. I've called out his faults as well. But again, you cannot sit and stew and wade in a puddle of anger and hatred and vengeance. Sometimes you have to operate from a space of peace. True enough, I operated from a space of peace for the benefit of our son, and he chose not to. That's his fault, not mine. So again, I've never labeled that man a narcissist, but that I know men that are quiet because my son's father is very quiet, and a lot of people think, oh, he's so just a gentleman and he's quiet, and yeah, there's a lot of vindictiveness and a lot of vitriol behind a quiet man, especially a man that has power, whether it's financial means, being aligned and working in law enforcement, or having family members that are politically connected in the city. So yeah, I can see it, and I can see how Martell is from Huntsville. But we are past. I know I'm past. I have foregone about Melanie and Martell, but y'all done already talked about that over 5.5 years. It's some new characters, new cast members on the show with storylines that are either intertwined or adjacent to Melody, not Melody, but Martell Holt. Melody doesn't have to do anything. She could just sit back and watch everybody else go at it because nobody on the show, everybody tried to act like they were surprised and didn't know what was going on in their marriage, but they did. So many of you fans and content creators like to talk about they weren't together before the show. Look, we ain't going back down that damn rabbit hole. It is almost 2025. There are new character storylines that we need to investigate. And now we finding out everybody was hoeing, which we already knew because Marsau hurried up and ran out there and got a vasectomy after Ariane popped up pregnant. And then Tisha talking about she was pregnant. She was having a pregnancy scare. So we don't know if she was faking for a storyline. And a lot of us thought she was faking for a storyline until old Marty Mar posted a picture and made mention of it. So hell, I don't know. But honey, it's all entertainment. Y'all gonna click in and watch it anyway. And if you don't click in and watch the show, you're gonna click in and listen to a content creator. Whether it's a Millimeter, T Squad, Jam, who else? Buttercup, whoever. Y'all gonna tune in to listen to them spill the story. Burgundy Ray, hey, you said, why does Trisha want Martell to continue to be her storyline? One minute she claims she wants it to go away. Exactly, Burgundy Ray. That's why I'm pissed off too. I don't like that. I'm tired of hearing it. She coming on here faking the funk. And if Trisha know like I know, she should have a side eye on all of those cast members, baby. Because ain't nobody your friend. They are co-workers. Don't the piece of advice I can give her is baby, don't be siding with nobody. Make up your own mind and judge people accordingly. Because honey, when they get the chance, they will turn on your ass quicker. Then some run over Payless tennis shoes. Honey, they will run over quicker than a pair of Payless tennis shoes. Uh-huh. She wanna talk about I like me some Kimmi. Kimmi hold people accountable. Hell, Kimmi couldn't even hold Maurice accountable. They couldn't even have a conversation about his DUI arrest. What's funny to me is out of all the years that this show has been on the air, we have never seen an episode or heard a story about Deacon DUI Maurice having a, a problem with drinking alcohol. Now, all of a sudden, this season, he gets arrested for a DUI and nobody wants to discuss it at all. It's like we get the cliff notes of whatever goes on with the Scott family. Because, see, they can no longer hide behind Melody and Martell. They're divorced. We're tired. We don't want to hear it no more. We've heard the story over and over and over. What the hell going on in y'all lives? What's going on in y'all lives? That's what the fans want to know. But yes, Burgundy Ray, I absolutely agree with you. I am tired of Trisha using Martell as a storyline and drawing Chris Fletcher in. I mean, at this point, honey, is this love and marriage orgy? Is everybody sleeping with everybody? That's what I want to know. What you got to say, Angela? You said Melody and Martell were petty and bullies. Watch the show. Angela, I've watched the show since season one, episode one, and they were never a bully. They were definitely petty, but they were never bullies. They were never bullies. Oh, okay. Well, welcome, Annette Johnson. You said you watch my channel, but you don't usually write in your chat. Okay, well, thank you. You said Melody got left. Melody was the one that did the leaving. Honey, that man, let me tell you something. I said I wasn't gonna do it. We ain't going back. Martell Holt, stay on their ass like a pair of tidy whities. Stay laser focused. Don't divert your attention back to Melody. See, that's what they used to do in the past. Feed you red meat. Melody was the red meat where they try to make it seem as you, old helpless man, being taken advantage of by an evil ex-wife or an evil wife that didn't understand you, and how come she just can't fall in line and be like the other wives, and you fell for the okie doke. uh-uh don't you fall for it right now. You done already had your battles with Melody. You are the proud father of four lovely children with Melody. You need to want to create peace with her for your children. They have been making fun of your ass for 5.5 years on this show. They even had an episode where you had to go beg. Well, I ain't gonna say you begged, but you went to Tisha for a job, and then they showed Tisha, Marsau, Kimmi, and Maurice sitting on the back porch cracking jokes about you not having a builder's license. But that's what friends do. They wasn't crack. I bet you they wasn't cracking jokes about you when they needed your assistance, doing Melody's assistance to get up off their feet. Huh? Huh? So Martell stay on their ass like tidy whities. Don't you get distracted. Leave Melody alone. Y'all done already went down that line. Stay on they ass, man. Stay on they ass. And honey, uh, yeah, that's right, Gail. It is called Love and Marriage. Uh-huh. Ah, Rena, you said, lady, we see you. You really not a regulator. You are off a little. Baby, I'm the head regulator. I'm telling you what you need to hear, but you don't want to hear it. So that's your fault that you lost in the sauce. Baby. And you know the thing with America is there are a lot of people that are diagnosed, clinically diagnosed with the mental illness, and there are those of you that are not diagnosed, and you seem to think you okay. Rena, that would be you. Rena, that would be you. Oh, what'd you say, logical? You said both fan bases have loyalty to specific cast members, period. Right or wrong? That's right. Mm-hmm. Rena. So Rena asks, this is a troll page, and quite possibly it might be you might be a person that has donated to my Cash App for gas money. Um, but I'm gonna go ahead and read this. Tisha and Marsau, real G's move in silence. Tisha is making money moves while you asking for gas money from your narc. Behaving, please stop hating. Well, if you call subscribers narcs, that would be the people that provided me with gas money to get from South Carolina to California. But Rena, stuff like this don't hit the same. See, the thing is, you get a reaction out of misbehaving the first time you say something that might irritate me or agitate me. But baby, this is the game of YouTube. This is YouTube, baby. This is how folks move. Once they you know they find out something about you that I with information that you have shared with them, baby. Anything that I've shared with any of you, and you decide to weaponize it against me, baby, the joke's on you. You the dumb dumb, because it's not going to affect me. And again, I say this each time. The problem with most of you, you are not acclimated, accustomed, you're not used to people being honest with you and showing and revealing. Well, I ain't gonna say showing because I ain't showing you shit, but just my photo up there. But sharing with you real life of what real people go through. Because there are a lot of people in my situation. So you rather have somebody fake the funk, fake it till they make it, because all of them were struggling when Love and Marriage Huntsville started. Because honey, you can't tell me all of them is some multi-millionaires and they still up on the show having your honor disrespected, where somebody bringing up your college past that you let several men have sex with you. Ain't nowhere in the world if I'm a multi-millionaire, I'm gonna stay on a show where somebody can disrespect me like that, and my husband sit right next to me and he's just smiling, cheesing like the hamburger while another man insults me. Baby, bye. Baby, bye. That ain't no real G. And real, y'all is a mess. That's right, logical speaks. Martell, he said, he told Maurice anytime they come for him, he's hitting back. Marsau will close his mouth on Martell moving forward. And if he don't, Martell just gonna keep doing what he's doing. And actually, it's all by design. Again, I know y'all don't want to hear it. It's all by design for Latisha to have made that comment so Martell could come after her to attack her, because many women, we don't like to see men attacking a woman. They're trying to paint Tisha as a victim being attacked by a man, hoping this will build up her fan base. It taking a page out of Melody Cherie's book. But it ain't gonna work. Imitation is the greatest form of flattery, but in this case, it's not going to work. One minute she didn't like being on social media because people were cruel. Now she on social media posting. One minute she wants to be a housewife. The next minute she's a businesswoman. Now she's back to being a housewife. But now her new catchphrase is rich wife. All of these cast members have either evolved, rebranded, or remained the same. So as a fan, you won't have to show your life and tell something. Because if you don't want to show your life, then you might as well get off the show. You might as well get off the show. Rena asks, it's not a good look. See flip flops. Who fired Kiki? This is why you don't make sense, lady. And this is why you don't make sense because Wanda talked about her niece like a dog, like a dirty dig dog here on these YouTube streets. Speak with your girl Marcella talked about Kiki like a dog, and she's tight like Ike with Wanda. Funky Dineva talked about Kiki after she passed like a dog, and Wanda's still close with him. All of them. Marsau and Tisha done talked about Kiki. So who's the flip flopper? Who's the flip flopper? You ain't even got no integrity at all. Blood is supposed to be thicker than mud. Whatever Kiki was going through, that was no cause for her family to talk about her like a dog or allow anybody else to talk about her like a dog. Hell, I made a video calling out Funky Dineva, but when I saw showing up Miss Wanda was still cool with him, I said, baby, all these fools is acting. Oh, that's confirmation right here. All these fools is acting. So you the flip flopper, baby. Ain't no flipping and ain't no flopping in my blood. Now I might wear some flip flops because you know that's what we do in California. We love us a good flip flop, baby. We have the toes out so the sun can hit them. I might wear a flip flop, but baby, I don't flip flop, and that's the problem. See, a lot of you want me. You want to try to convince me. You want to convince me to believe in something that I haven't seen or heard. I know what I saw on the show, and the episodes are available to you too as well. Uh huh. Gail, she said Chris was hanging with Martell as well. Well, we can add Chris to the conundrum. So if folks going around talking about Martell got sugar up in his tank, all them men is this Love and Marriage Huntsville, the beard collection? Is that what's going on? Is that what Carlos trying to let us know? Because if y'all want to paint Martell with that brush, you better paint all them men with that brush because they all hang together. Hell, look at Ken's friend that was in the last episode last Saturday. He had piercings in his arms. At first, I thought it was a pimple. And I said, what the hell kind of stuff is that? A man with piercing up in his arm. Because, see, a lot of you ladies, y'all want to think that gay men, all gay men, or a little feminine effeminate or soft. Honey, y'all got some gay men around here that's buff, rough, rugged, and raw. That's what the men call trade. And y'all up here thinking these men looking at you, honey, they looking at your man. You think the men looking at you, honey, they looking at your man. Oh my God. Ooh. Hey, Clyde Jones. Nice to see you. Clyde Jones said, hello, MsBehaven in chat. Hello, Gail. Happy holidays. I know. Happy holidays. Angela Hunter, you said crushing to be dumped by your husband. Angela, don't feel bad that your husband dumped you. Girl, that's still life. I mean, looking at your photo, you're not that bad looking. I mean, you got a big forehead, but you're not an ugly woman. I mean, if you want to get back there in the dating game, I mean, there's a man out there for you, Angela Hunter. So don't never feel bad that your husband dumped you. Logical Speaks, you said the five main characters interact with one another pretty well. Melody cannot effectively interact within the rest of the cast. Well, good thing for Melody. It seems like Marsau always want to interact with her. He breaks his neck to interact with her. Girlfriend said, good evening, Clyde. Happy holidays. What you say, dear friends? You said the man in the photo Martell posted was her college days. He wanted attention. Oh, Angela Hunter said, damaged women relate to Melody. They find Martell appealing. And the same could be said about women like you, Angela Hunter. Damaged women relate to Tisha. Y'all love being a doormat and a rug for a husband that don't love you, that disrespects you. So it just depends on what side of the aisle that you're standing. Any woman that'll get up here and, and you want to try to attack other women because they have an opinion different than yours, honey, that speaks of your character, honey. Don't worry. It, what you say, Burgundy? Burgundy Ray, you said, I think Martell feels like the Scots used him because he feels like they should help him get back on his feet. But Marsau said Martell's reputation hinders people to work with him. Burgundy Ray, I agree with you to a point, but Marsau is using that as an excuse about Martell's reputation. He didn't have a problem when with Martell and his reputation when Martell helped him get back on his feet and get him out Monaco movie theater. He didn't have a problem helping him. And Martell was doing the same thing that all the other guys were doing, but again, Martell he didn't learn a valuable lesson. Shit, ain't nobody truly your friend in this game of life. So let's see. Rena S. You said, are you talking about Lady D being just like millimeters? Do you watch Lady D? Have you been in Lady D's chat? Have you? Y'all funny. Oh, that's right, logical. Martell and the Scots 1.0 are the focus. No more Melody and Martell mess. That's right. Miss Know It All. A man. The Passion Williams said Melody was the brain behind the business. Patricia Dixon. What class is she in? Third or fourth? I'm in the same class that your mammy is in. Actually, I'm your mammy's tutor. Logical speaks. I have no blind loyalty to any cast member. I like the cast, not Melody. Right. And only difference between you and I, Logical speaks, I like everybody on the show. But I'm gonna call it how I see it. Oh, there they go. So y'all, it seemed like this about I'm gonna wrap this up because you guys are saying the same stuff over and over, and we've already went through that. Would you say logical? Kiki allowed herself to be used against her family, and Wanda did go after Kiki. Tisha and Marsau also got after Kiki. The family was nasty to one another. Kiki was used by Melody. Mm-hmm. LaPasha Williams said, Angela, you're not right in the head. No, she's not. Patricia Dixon said there's a movie on you might want to watch and remove yourself. You got a TV since you think one daughter got class. Mm. Angela Hunter said Melody been exposed, fans dropping like flies. I disagree. Her fans dropping like flies. She may have had fans that didn't like her saying she didn't have to say nothing. She don't have to say shit when she was on the girls trip, but her fans aren't dropping like flies. Y'all wish her fans would drop like flies so she wouldn't have any support. Therefore, it'd be easy for you guys to get her up off the show. So y'all just focus on building up Tisha's fan base. And I'm quite sure Melody and her millimeters will be all right. Mm-mm. What you say, logical, I stand corrected. Marsau loves to interact with Melody. He need his fresh little face slapped for that. Mm-hmm. Ooh. Oh. You said still married and beautiful? Still married and beautiful. That's the key word right there, Angela Hunter, because you sure didn't mention that you were happy. Ah, you sure didn't mention that you were happy. Martell stay on their ass like a pair of tidy whites. And y'all, I had fun with you. It's been an hour and a half. That is way to be sitting up here with y'all, fussing and fighting with folks. But y'all, I am your girl, MsBehaven, and name of the channel is MsBehaven is Fun, where I talk about real people, real problems, and real drama. Ain't nobody mad but the devil. And if you find yourself being mad at anything that MsBehaven had to say, baby, chances are the devil is you. Y'all be safe out here in these YouTube streets. Try not to catch any strays. And let's keep a watch on Martell Holt's Instagram page to see what next photo he'll put up. Baby, if they can dish it, he can dish it too. Y'all want Martell to be quiet, go away, play nice? Uh. No, sir, no, sir. Anyway, y'all have a good night. Cause honey, I am not about to be like a puppy chasing my tail, saying the same thing. Logical speaks, that's the best way to run a channel. Let everyone speak their mind, whether I agree with them or not. So, honey, y'all have a good night. Bye bye.